Hey legends, welcome to your Ultimate Golf Caddy Guides for day 2 of the third Golf Grand Prix tournament. Before we start, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so I can keep making these guides for you, and a huge thank you to those that already have. So I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the new variable win concept, guys. How did everyone do yesterday? I've been getting some feedback that the setup approach I showed yesterday has worked well, so hopefully useful moving forward. But I'd also love to hear any other tips that you might have that you've picked up yesterday. So please leave a comment below and let me know how you went. If you didn't see my guide yesterday, head over and watch the start of my day 1 guide for a general approach for variable wins. Another point I wanted to raise is the approach to these guides moving forward. Now, today I have a drop, a 900, and a really close miss. All very repeatable, easy enough to correct in your own rounds. So I'm interested to hear if you guys are okay with this method, or if you'd really prefer me to focus on making as many drops as possible. A few guys reached out since yesterday to let me know that the tweaks I proposed for my misses worked perfectly for them and they were able to get the drops. So either way, I'm really interested to hear everyone's preference so that I can tailor the content moving forward. So leave me a comment, guys. Now, this Grand Prix tournament looks to be slightly different than the last iterations in that we're going to be using the same set of clubs again today, giving you guys a bit more of a chance to dial in these clubs. Now, I like this approach as I think it gives you a chance to get used to gear that I'm sure most of you won't have used for a long time. And we've also got pin rewards for all entrants, so no one goes home empty-handed, and who doesn't love that? Now, if you're new to Ultimate Golf, you can use the promo code that you see on your screen, Bandit23, to get you an awesome stack of club cards, premium balls, and game cash to help you club up faster. If you're an existing player and looking to start a new account, this code is also for you. Alright, with all of that out of the way, let's get into what we're here for, the guides to get you those all important drops. Okay, so we're back at Abu Dhabi again today. Hole 1 is a par 4, and you'll see I'm using a major trophy ball. We're just trying to keep those winds to 4 miles an hour and below. So choose your stock accordingly. We're using Outlaw for the driver here with full backspin, and we're pulling this one straight back to min distance, where you can see it flick between wood and driver, so right on that min line. Play a normal shot, and you'll see that we end up driving here approximately 242 yards. So for our approach shot here, we're starting with 2 bars of left spin and no backspin so that we can use that extra guide to line our shot up. With a straight tail here, normally on a flat green we'd start a little bit further back, but this time what we're going to do is start 1 ring from landing to cup. As you'll see here, I get to my adjustment position because we're pulling slightly downhill when we make our adjust, so we're going to over pull slightly. Next thing you want to do is line your ball guide up straight at the flag, 1 more tick to the right, and then go ahead and apply all of your backspin. We go ahead and enter our data into Caddy here, so 3.1 rings from max in a 3.8 mile per hour tailwind gives us an adjust of 1.83 rings. Okay, now we make our adjustment here. 1.83 rings. Happy with that. We get ready to take our shot. Now, slight great ball here. Doesn't matter with the trophy ball. Landing where we want it to with a lovely roll back down the slope for a nice eagle start. Alright, so let's move on to hole 2. Okay, so hole 2 is our par 3 today, and we've got a comical miss on this one. What we're going to do is start using a premium ball to lower our wind, although maybe that wasn't required, as you'll see. Here we're going to start about 3/4 of a bar of left spin and no backspin. We get to 3.9 rings from max, or about 0.9 rings from landing to cup, as you can see here. Now we aim the guide to hit just outside the right edge of the flag as shown, and then we go ahead and apply all of our backspin. So we've got 3.9 rings from max in a 3.2 mile per hour headwind, which Caddy tells us is an adjust of 1.58. We go ahead and make our adjust here, 1.58 rings. That looks pretty good. Off we go and take our shot. Hit the ultimate and watch this thing come in beautifully right at the last second, punch the flag. Yep, pretty painful. So maybe we didn't need the lower wind ball here, or alternatively you can start a tick further back than I did, but nice easy one to fix. You guys should be able to get this drop. Alright, let's move on to our last hole. So our last hole today is another par 4. We're starting with outlaw at max and full topspin, aiming to be 2 rings from the right rough, and we just go ahead and take our shot here. You'll see the drive distance we come in is approximately 292 yards. Okay, so for our approach shot, I'm starting with no side spin, and this was my first crack at it. So it took me a couple of looks to adjust to the right rollout here, but after a couple of adjustments, I end up settling here on about 0.95 rings from landing to cup. So I bring it forward here, and for me on this hole, that ends up being about 3.9 rings from max. So then we just line up our shot with the left edge, which we'll do in a second here. So as I said, lining up with the left edge of the cup. Now that's to account for our downhill pull. So we over pull slightly here. Caddy gives us an adjust of 1.88 rings. We go ahead and set our shot up. So 1.88 rings. That looks good. I take the shot here, and as you'll see, a very slight miss to the right. Now that's because I didn't compensate for the downhill adjust enough. So all you need to do here is move 1 to 2 ticks to the left in your setup position. Speed was perfect, so nothing to change there, but that extra couple of ticks left should get you in the cup. Alright, so plenty to work with today, guys. Make sure you drop a comment with that feedback I discussed at the start. Get out there and smash some eagles. Good luck today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll talk to you then. Cheers, guys.